Look, if there is one universal truth in business today, it's this. Scaling a company in the modern digital landscape is incredibly tough. Consumer attention is totally fragmented, your competition is literally a click away, and the rules seem to change, well, every single Tuesday. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're cutting right through all that noise and demystifying digital marketing. We're going to look at the exact strategies top agencies use to drive growth, and more importantly, how you can leverage these insights to completely transform your own business. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the big shift toward digital and why brands absolutely rely on it now. Then we'll weigh the digital agency advantage, break down their core services, and finally, look at real pricing and expected timelines. Basically, we're covering the strategic why and the financial how much.
All right, Section 1, the digital marketing shift. Let's look at how consumer behavior has fundamentally evolved.
Think about traditional marketing for a second. Billboards, TV commercials, print ads. For decades, it was the gold standard. But honestly, it's kind of like shouting into a void and crossing your fingers. It's expensive, it's geographically stuck, and it's a totally one-way street. Digital marketing completely flips the script. It gives you global reach, laser-focused, precise targeting, and a real two-way conversation. You aren't just talking at people anymore, you're actually engaging with them.
So what exactly is it? At its core, digital marketing is simply meeting your customers exactly where they already live. It's promoting your brand across the digital channels, like search engines, social media, and inboxes, where modern consumers are literally spending hours every single day. Moving to Section 2, why brands rely on digital. Let's look at the essential business outcomes that make these strategies non-negotiable. Here is the real firepower behind going digital. Sure, you get a global audience, it's crazy cost-effective, and you can target precise demographics, but the absolute magic here? Trackable, measurable results. That is a massive game changer. Unlike that traditional billboard where you have to guess how many drivers actually looked at it, digital tells you exactly who clicked, who visited, and who actually bought. It completely takes the guesswork out of your return on investment.
Okay, Section 3, the digital agency advantage. Now that we know the strategy is essential, how do you actually execute it?
It's the ultimate dilemma for any growing business, right? Do you build an in-house team or do you hire an agency? Building in-house is a heavy lift. You're talking endless interviews, onboarding, managing salaries, covering benefits, the whole shebang. But partnering with a professional agency, like First PageRanks, for example, completely shifts that dynamic. Let's break down why outsourcing to the experts often wins out.
When you partner up, you instantly bypass that brutal learning curve. Boom, you tap into a specialized team of experts. Plus, you unlock their advanced marketing tools, which is software that would literally cost you thousands of dollars a month to license yourself. But most importantly, it gives you your time back. It allows you to focus on running your core business instead of micromanaging campaigns, while they execute these comprehensive, creative strategies super efficiently.
Which brings us to Section 4, core digital marketing services. What exact mechanics are these agencies using to generate revenue for you? First up is the foundational pillar, search engine optimization, or SEO. This is basically how you train search engines to love your website, because when someone searches for what you sell, you want to be that very first link they see. Now, it takes time to build, but SEO is absolute magic for capturing high-intent organic traffic that pays dividends for years to come.
Now, if SEO is a marathon, pay-per-click, or PPC, is the sprint. This involves paid campaigns where you only spend money when someone actually clicks your ad. It's an incredibly powerful shortcut to basically bypass the line, get immediate eyes on your brand, and drive really quick conversions while your long-term organic SEO is building momentum in the background.
Then we've got social media and content. And to be totally clear, we're not just talking about posting random photos of the office dog here. This is a highly calculated strategy. By creating genuinely valuable blogs, videos, and engaging posts, you build serious brand authority and deep trust. This consistent content is what turns a one-time buyer into a lifelong, loyal customer.
But here's the catch. None of that shiny new traffic matters if your destination is broken. That's why website development is critical. A pretty website is nice, sure, but agencies focus on building user-friendly, mobile-first storefronts optimized specifically to convert. If you're paying to send traffic to your site, that site better be designed to turn those visitors into paying customers.
All right, Section 5, pricing and expected results. Time to look at the bottom line, costs and timelines.
Let's ground all this theory in some financial reality. Looking at standard primary tier estimates from First PageRanks, here's what you can expect.
For heavy hitters like SEO and PPC management, you're generally looking at between 10,000 and over 100,000 rupees monthly. It just depends on if you need a lean startup package or a massive enterprise push. Social media marketing hovers between 10 to 80,000. And web design? Well, that's always custom project-based work.
And budgets definitely scale depending on your specific needs. Content marketing might run 10 to 80,000 rupees, but say you run a brick-and-mortar shop relying on foot traffic. Local SEO to dominate your neighborhood is crucial, generally costing 10 to 50,000. And if you're selling online, a dedicated e-commerce push naturally requires a larger investment, anywhere from 20,000 to over 100,000 rupees a month to properly manage that inventory.
Okay, now for the million-dollar question. When do I actually see results? It's so important to set realistic expectations here. Digital marketing isn't some overnight magic trick. Month 1 is strictly strategy, auditing, and setup. By month 2, you'll see some initial traffic bumps as algorithms index your data. But month 3 and beyond, that's where things really get cooking, and you start seeing noticeable improvements in qualified leads and actual revenue. Patience definitely pays off.
So we've broken down the massive shift in consumer behavior, the operational perks of hiring an expert agency, and the real-world costs. I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Is your business genuinely ready to rank first and transform its digital growth? The tools, the strategies, and the experts are all out there waiting. The next step is simply deciding to pull the trigger. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it brought you some actionable clarity today.